Well, hello, 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 beautiful people. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me fine. Today, we're going to discuss quite a few things. It won't be a long live, but it'll be a very, very packed one. I will be doing videos to get more into this. I want to thank you all for following me on Facebook. Please go follow me on Facebook. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But we're going to get into this right now because it's um, people are wondering, why is he wasting time in appeal? Is he really wasting time? And we're going to talk about this, guys. But before we do, I want to show you this, and let me know if you can hear it. Okay. Let me see. I'll show it to you right now. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let's see if let me know if you can hear it. Okay.
The man behind the wheel is one of the photographers that Harry and Meghan accuse of causing a near catastrophic car chase.
We got on the highway, then we went north, then we came back south.
The photographer, who wants to keep his own identity hidden, says it was the royal couple's drivers that made it dangerous.
His driver made the situation extra tense.
And do you think that person drove dangerously through New York City?
Yes.
So the reason why I'm starting with this, can you hear it? The reason why I'm starting, can you hear my voice? The reason why I'm starting with this is because there is a duty of care. I did my live earlier today and we talked about this, how the judge recklessly included in his court case, in this judgment, that there had been people arrested, that it had been an atrocious thing, and it was based on the word of Harry. Judges, no matter where they are, they have a duty of care to verify that information, because if that information is not accurate and they put it there, it's permanent record. And then you have to get into the whole mess of having to amend the judgment. Right now, Harry's having on record that 2 people were arrested over this. And we're going to watch this because the judge basically buys into everything. And this is something that Harry can pin his hat on in order to get people are wondering why he's appealing. That sentence is going to come back to bite everybody, because the judge is admitting in that sentence that Harry's life abroad in the United States was in danger. So let's go with this. And thanks to Megan Small for posting this.
There was zigzagging, there was cutting off, there was like coming super close to the cars, squeezing, wedging.
The Duke and Duchess were here in New York to pick up an award and left with Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland. From there, they were followed on a journey that took them around large areas of the city, eventually ending up at the 19th Precinct Police Station.
Now, keep in mind, beautiful people, that that's a very packed area in New York. Okay. And I agree with you, Abby. Abby says, it's so frustrating that the bloody judge never gets the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Harry's lies now in court documents. Yes, the problem is that the court had a duty of care to verify that information. And that was easily done with just contacting the New York Police Department or the lawyers for the Homeland Security, saying, no, we contacted the police in New York and nothing like this happened. But nobody did anything about that. Okay. Thank you, Justin Kessner. So let's keep at it here, guys.
Where they jumped into a taxi.
Paparazzis, they just came out of nowhere and just started taking pictures and flashing. It was like a light show. And Prince Harry and his wife and the other lady, they were nervous and they looked scared.
Whilst New York City's mayor was concerned, he has questioned the couple's version of events. Others too believe the story may be exaggerated.
As the late Queen memorably said, recollections may vary.
May be exaggerated. The reason why this is important, beautiful people, and I know people are dismissive, is because this judge put in there as a statement of fact that these things happen without Homeland Security, the Home Office doing their duty of care and actually inquiring with the New York Police Department to this. So Harry has grounds to fight this back and say, wait a minute, even the judge is saying that my life was in danger in New York, to the point that the New York Police Department have to increase their security, regular security on me. So let's keep at it.
Harry, and this is a classic case of where Meghan and Harry's view varies very much from that of the NYPD and the mayor's office.
After Princess Diana, Harry's mother, died in a car crash pursued by paparazzi, Harry's talked about his fears of history repeating itself. Were they reacting that they were in a bad place?
There was a moment where there was a obvious smile on Meghan's face. I think he.
Sorry, I'm going to show you this. The one that he's talking about is Meghan's face. You see that? The moment where there was a smile on Meghan's face.
Where they jumped in.
Prince Harry and his wife.
As questioned, the couple's exaggerated.
As the late Queen memorably said,
You see
recollections
that?
may
He's talking
vary.
about that smile.
And this is a classic case of where Meghan and Harry's view varies very much from that of the NYPD and the mayor's office.
After Princess Diana, Harry's mother, died in a car crash pursued by paparazzi, Harry's talked about his fears of history repeating itself. Were they reacting that they were in a bad place?
There was a moment where there was a obvious smile on Meghan's face. I think he got a video of me.
New York police say thankfully there were no collisions, no injuries, and so far, no arrests.
There we go. There were no injuries, no collisions, and so far, no arrests. And there's nothing on there as well. Yet the judge in the judgment posted that there had been arrests made, and described this as something that really did happen that was bad. And I mean, I don't even know where to start with that, guys, because there were no arrests. There was nothing like that happened. And yet they use that in order to say that their lives are in danger. And the judge included it as de facto, as it was truth. That is incredibly dangerous, guys. You have no idea, because Harry is appealing the case. I knew he was going to appeal. But you know what? If I had said that in my video, I posted in my video, and the reason why I did it this morning is because it's really not a win, guys. Basically, Harry was denied a 24/7 full-time protection in the United Kingdom. Okay. Let me show you something that it says here. According to this, they think that Harry and Meghan are on a sabbatical. That's why they're still on the royal website. In Article 34 of that judgment, when you go to Article 34, you go that would be the government's position, even if the arrangement was in the nature of a fixed term sabbatical. If, however, and then they redacted text, then this recategorization could be reassessed, which is why Harry and Meghan haven't been removed from the royal website. I'm just looking right now for the part where they're talking about the New York, so we can discuss it, because that is such a blatant thing that the judge he didn't even question. And what is worse is that the Home Office didn't bother to do anything, because there were no arrests. Otherwise, that would have been news in the United States and everywhere, and it never happened. It never happened. It's I don't even know why this was even included there. And I don't know if it's to throw Harry a bone, because they wanted to make sure that people know that they're not lying, or that they were, they didn't exaggerate it, that were actually to arrest. There were never any arrests. And this is the thing that we find ourselves with: the press, the courts, and everybody else pandering to this nasty duo. It's actually disgusting, guys, if you think about it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you think about that. I'm just looking for this thing. I'm reading the whole thing, but I'm dyslexic, so I don't know which chapter it is. I know that it was somewhere about that. I'm just looking for it right now. If you give me 1 second, I'll look for it. But leave me your comments. How about this? Oh, it says events following the decision of 28 February 2020. He's bitching about it there that his security shouldn't have been taken away. Basically, he doesn't agree with the opinion. Okay, and then it says here that they're looking for more. He's going because what Harris is going on here is that he doesn't want his. This is all a status fight. This is all a status fight that he has because he wants his status to still remain as it was, that he had 24/7 security because he felt important. He felt like, like the big men on campus. But they're not doing it. I mean, I don't understand. And we're going to see more about this. You're going to watch me. This is a prediction I'll make. You will see a little bit more this discuss of the New York thing, because this doesn't make sense that this was included. And the judge says that it was a done deal, that indeed they were chased by New York in the most. Maybe it took 2 hours because they weren't moving. It takes 2 hours to move 5 blocks in New York, in rush hour. Maybe that it is. I mean, the high car speed chase was maybe 1 kilometer an hour, because I don't see it anything else being done like that. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's just, especially that those areas whereas it just doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen, beautiful people. I can't find it. I don't want to waste the time going through this, because it's somewhere. What it said about New York anyway. So about what they said about being chased in New York, and how horrible it was. And he's angry at Well Childs. But what is very interesting, that at no point they talk about the children being in the United Kingdom on June 2022. They talked that Harry and Meghan wanted to bring their kids on September, not June. You know what I mean? There's no mention of the kids being there in June for the kids' birthday. No, that they wanted to bring the kids in September. And they don't say they wanted to bring the kids again in September. It's just that they want to bring their kids. You know what I mean? So I hope we're here. But this is just a whole. There is something that is not right here. Oh, here we go. Here we have paragraph. On the last day of the hearing before me, Ms. Fatima Casey produced a copy of a letter dated December 6, 2023, from the Chief of Intelligence in the New York City Police Department. So this was a letter issued by the Chief Police of New York. The letter is addressed to the Chief Superintendent, OCU, Commander, Royalty and Specialty Protection. So I'm, you know what? I am baffled by this. So the Chief of Intelligence in New York sent this letter with this information about Harry and Meghan. The letter is addressed to the Chief of Intelligence says that he wishes to make the Chief Superintendent aware of certain changes to the security posture that will be afforded to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in light of the security incident that took place on May 16, 2023 in New York City. So basically, New York is giving them more security. The letter says that through a thorough review of the incident had taken place, and although no formal charges were brought against the parties involved at the time, we did conclude that the behavior in question was reckless. As a result, there's a redacted text, beginning with an upcoming trip in the current weeks, the dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part the investigation had found reckless disregard of vehicle and traffic laws and persistently dangerous, unacceptable behavior on the part of the paparazzi during the night in question. They had operated vehicles, scooters, and bicycles in a manner that forced the security team, which included the NYPD lead car, to take evasive actions on several occasions on a circuitous route to avoid being struck by pursuing vehicles or trapped on sidewalks. The conclusion was that there was sufficient evidence to arrest two individuals for reckless endangerment. That is absolute BS. This is absolute BS, guys. And I mean, I don't even know what to say. And like Penny Lane says, meanwhile, William was able to go for a jog in NYC a few months later with no problem. I find that this is all a shit show. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if I'm like this, just that I have a cold. So, but isn't it amazing? Manuela, Manuela, mira, durante los en vivos no hay subtítulos, solo hasta después, donde los en vivos solo es en inglés y después puedes buscar los subtítulos. So, make no mistake, Harry is getting security paid for in the United States and elsewhere already. And what this judgment was is that the status quo remains, which is Harry has to give 28 days notice to get fully funded tax security. The only reason he didn't get it on the well child is because he didn't give the 28 days notice, which is why he gave right now the notice that he's coming with Meghan in May. Excuse me. And then and then he's going to get the full security because according to him, he's satisfied with the arrangements that they have made for him and his security. And then he says, Jack and the Forest, at least court can deny his appeal. Well, have they denied him anything so far? So basically, he didn't lose and he didn't win. The status quo remains the same. He does get full security when he comes here, as long as he announces his arrival 28 days. And we just saw that he arrived in the United Kingdom in a short-term basis, and he got full escort by the king, provided, the king order full escort paid for by the taxpayers. So, I mean, it's just, everything is just really, really, everybody, they're wiping their asses right now with the UK people because they're the ones ponying up and living this shit show. It is actually quite disgusting, if you ask me. Yeah. Look at Meghan Markle there. It's disgusting, really. It's disgusting. And the people of the United Kingdom are paying for these court cases. So we're going to stop and we're going to go to the headlines because I want to share something with you here. By the way, guys, I'm going to be doing a live on the 1st of every month because YouTube allows me to give away 10 memberships for 1 month for free. So I will be doing a very short live on the 1st of every month to give them. They only do that, allow us to give those memberships for 1 month on the 1st of every month. So I'll be doing a very short live just to be able to gift you guys. You have to enable on your YouTube channel that you want to receive gifts. That way you can opt for them. So, but I want to share something with you, okay? Christine Clawley, I am not trashing you. And what are you talking about, Christine Clawley? I am not trashing the UK people. I'm trashing Harry. And I'm trashing the monarch and parliament who are refusing to hold these people accountable. You should be glad that you have somebody who's speaking out for that. And besides, I am Canadian. And this shit show affects my country as well. So no. James and Luca, I don't know how. I feel like crap. But yes. So let's look here because Prince Harry says, I'm not asking for preferential treatment as he vows to appeal after High Court ruled Home Office decision to downgrade his personal security was lawful. So he hasn't lost security, beautiful people. I mean, please, I beg of you, pay attention to the words. The words, especially in court, like any lawyer will tell you, matter. He has not lost his security. It has been downgraded, not lost. Prince Harry will appeal after losing a high court challenge against the Home Office over a decision to downgrade his taxpayer-funded. Read that, downgrade his taxpayer-funded personal security when he visits Britain, his spokesman said today. The Duke of Sussex took legal action over the move by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures after being told he would no longer be given the same degree a publicly funded protection when they in the UK, but it doesn't mean that he's not getting any. Okay. Do you understand what and I know you come and you trash me because I know people want to give you feel good news, but guys, they're fucking with us. They're fucking around with us. And it's like they're going to give you this little carrot, but they give you half the carrot. They don't tell you what the whole thing is. Okay. And they're playing with people. And we have, and we have, and we have, and we have all these things, and we should be better. We should be thinking, we should do critical thinking. Harry's sickly obsessed of his mother for 25 years. Yes, I agree with you, Christina Haglund. But Harry's doing what he's allowed to do. I'd be very interesting to see if the judge denies him the right to appeal, because I can guarantee you that if the judge denies him the right to appeal, he will take it all the way to the Supreme Court or to the highest court in the United Kingdom. Okay, so I'm asking you to please do critical thinking here, because listen to the words here, what they say. Over a decision to downgrade his taxpayers funded personal security when he visits Britain. Okay. And the Duke of Sussex took legal action over the move by the Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and Public Figures after being told he would no longer be given the same degree of publicly funded. So he gets it, but he wants the full shebang, which now he's starting to get more and more. His lawyers had claimed he was singled out and treated less favorably in the February 2020 decision by the body, which falls under the Home Office remit. One of the positive things that I saw the judge say was that he should have, first of all, I assume that this ginger moron knows how to read. So at the time, during the Sandringham thing, because this was done in February 2020, I believe, he had people there. And they told him what the security. Now he's trying to play ignorance as a legal defense. And ignorance is never a legal defense in any country in the world. Because now he's trying to blame his personal secretary. I wasn't told. I didn't know this. No. He's trying to plead ignorance. I'm glad that the judge didn't allow at least for that to happen. Okay. But he's claiming ignorance. He knew what it was about, and he could have immediately not signed that agreement, because I believe that is something that was signed, or if it wasn't signed, he was told about it. He could have immediately taken legal action at the moment when he wasn't happy about it, not let a whole year and a half go by. I believe that he did that. So at least Megan Small, are you up to join me? I can send you the link, because I'm dying here. I am dying here, man. Small. I really am dying. So it's like it's very, very terrible. It's not it's not the news that that we see. I don't get it. To me, it's very, very stressful. It's a lie. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And Megan Small, I sent you the link in case you want to join. And then it really makes no sense, guys. It really makes no sense. This is something that he should have immediately said, you know what? I am going to, hi, Megan Small, I sent you the link, or just in case you want to join so you can help me, because I can't talk very much. It's just that I talked to some lawyer friend of mine in the United States, and he said that it is actually quite terrible, not terrible, but it's actually a very, very important point that the judge saw fit to include that. And it is incredible that New York are lending themselves. Oh, okay. And that New York are lending. I mean, Megan Small, why do you I know you're not in the live, but why do you think that the New York Intelligence Police Department sent that letter to the UK, guys? It is corrupted. I'm sorry, I know you're running errands, sweetie, but yeah. It is disgusting. It is something that I'm absolutely, it makes no sense. And it's something that will bite everybody back, because Harry is trying to do that. Harry's trying to say, I didn't know. because I didn't know it was that important. But he was told there are emails and everything there. And yes, Claudia Rodriguez, I agree with you. Who is going to have the balls to stop these two grifters? Please, someone else help me. Yeah, because Charles, clearly his balls are hidden somewhere. Megan probably sucked someone. Ding-a-ling. Oh, I wish you could join me. Even if it's by phone, sweetie, you could join me so you can help me with the live phone. You do me a solid. But excuse me, just 1 second. So yes, so this is really sick, guys, because Harry here is going on. His lawyers have claimed that he has been singled out. But a hearing in London in December, the government insisted 39-year-old Harry's claim should be dismissed, arguing Radek was entitled to conclude that Duke's protection should be bespoke and considered on a case-by-case basis. And you know what, guys? The court, the palace, and everybody, they're all doing him a favor because this is a case that's never been done. And they even said that in the judgment, that this is something, oh my God, my eyes are watering. This is something that it hasn't been done. You better like this, the life, guys, because I am dying here, but I'm here for you. This is not a pretty sight what you're looking at right now. So this has never been done. And what's really burning his ass, in my very humble opinion, is that he was not placed in the VIP category. And when they make a reference on it on the judgment, it's like, well, they say that I'm a VIP. And then the judge slaps back and says, well, it said that you were a VIP, kind of, in order to demonstrate where they were putting you in, because they've never done this, which is actually quite terrible because he's not a VIP, and because he could have easily, guys, there's a way, because he could have easily said that as the grandkid of the monarch, he could have been part of he fell under the umbrella of security for the monarch's family. But they didn't, but he didn't. And there was already, guys, that how you say, the president of Beatrice and Eugenie, who were 5th and 6th in line to the throne, where their security was taken away. I love Molly. I really do. I think she's cool. Thanks for joining in, Molly. Thanks for joining in in the chat, sweetie. I know you're running errands. But yeah, somebody sending me a WhatsApp. Let me see. Yeah, do you want to come in? I'm gonna get Pina. I'm gonna send this to Pina. Pina's coming in. Yes, Pina, I'm gonna send you the link, Pina. I'm gonna send the link to Pina. I am so glad I have such amazing friends, Pina is joining me. Oh, because I'm dying here. Yeah, Pina is coming in. Yay. I'm so glad, because I'm a mess right now, guys. I have the worst cold. So I'm glad Pina is jumping in. Where's Molly? Did Molly leave? She's probably running errands. Molly, come. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. Wait 1 second. But can you imagine, guys? That we're being gaslit? We're being gaslit to the highest order right now. Because Harry, what he doesn't have is he doesn't have the 24/7 that, I used to work, and that I used to do this. I used to be on the receiving end of private security, and also arranging it for people. And even when they would come and do vacations for royals, it's months in advance, at least 8 or 9 weeks in advance, because we had to organize even the minimal security. So for Harry to think that he can just hop on a plane like Meghan Markle was doing, Meghan Markle was taking so many flights, unexpected and unplanned flights, which was really chaotic and really expensive, because when you don't have that kind of planning, you need to take more personnel. also known as more bodyguards, because you have to liaise very quickly with the host country where you're going. Meghan Markle took over 21 trips, guys, in those very short months that she was a working royal. Okay. And they were all unplanned. They didn't plan it for months. She just, oh, I want to go to Amsterdam. I want to go to Toronto. I want to go to New York. I want to go here. I want to go over there. You know what I mean? Okay, let me see if so it's actually very, very, people don't understand how expensive this is, because when you have weeks to plan a royal visit, or even if it's on vacation, you coordinate, you liaise, you scout the area. But when it's prompt like that, it's very expensive. And for safety reasons, bodyguards don't do 8-hour shifts, because they need to be alert, they need to be rested. So 6 hours is usually how they do it. But it's actually, I don't know. So Pina is coming on. So yes, but it's so we have Prince Harry that he is going to appeal. Okay. I wonder if we're gonna know if there's something afoot if the courts allow him to appeal. 2 months on, retired High Court Judge Sir Peter Lane has now issued his ruling on the case this morning, saying the application for judicial review is refused. But a spokesman for Harry said he would appeal, adding that he was not asking for preferential treatment. Of course he is. Of course he is. He's no longer a working royal. He's trashed the royal family, and he's not going to. If Pina is going to come, I should put this on, because she's going to be here. So here, so I can hear her. Sorry, guys. Hello? Can you hear me, guys? I hope Pina can hear me. Oh, here you are, Pina. Hello.
Hi.
Can
Hello.
you, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm
Hello?
dying, Pina. I have
Can you
flu.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Just
okay. Oh my goodness. I was just got it's just been
what a
one of
mess,
those
Pina.
days.
What a
What's
mess today. Did you see the
yeah.
document came out and he's appealing? What is your take? Oh
I
my
mean, I
God.
heard he was a pimp. Like, you fool. What you thinking? Why? Well, I mean, well, it's like he feels like he has something to prove, or he has to protect his bruised ego or something. It's Harry is a hot mess. That's all I gotta say. He is a hot mess. And he is just going downhill real fast. He don't even know if he's coming or going.
But why do you think he's doing it, Bidine? I mean,
I think he just really has this entitlement attitude about himself. He's used to always getting what he wants. He's used to making requests and demands. But see, he has to realize he lives in the world of the common man now. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lily. Is that what's her name? How do you say?
which one? Lily's.
Is Lily's? Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Harry is just one of those, like, so entitled. Why is he even doing this? I just don't understand his ridiculousness.
Do you think it's his ego though? Because he knows.
Absolutely, it's his ego. I think he and Megan are so just not happy about their life. I think having this security at the level that he wants it gives him this power of importance, and it makes him feel like he's worthy, he's deserving, because he's such a high profile person. And did he say that his security threat is a lot worse than what his mother went through or something? Did I hear that right?
Yes, he said that because it's racism. Where when his mother wasn't there, it's the first paragraph in the judgment where he says that the reasonings for him to get the security. Don't you see people are racist? Don't you see that?
Okay.
But this
Okay.
is, don't forget, Pidina. He wrote this in 2020 during the BLM thing.
Yeah, this was during your BLM and all that was going on. This is what is so ridiculous. Your wife don't look black, okay? Get the words, get that in your head, Harry. She don't look like a black woman. You think people are being racist towards you and your white looking wife? You are mad in the head. You don't even, I mean, there's no rational way to put it. Why are you thinking you have these issues around racism? I mean, okay, people know your wife has a black mother, but certainly she's not getting threats the way you're trying to insinuate that they are, because you're just using it as an excuse. You're trying to play a race card for the sake of getting something that you think you deserve. And you're saying, well, my wife's black. You know, we need the security because, you know, people are racist. That man, I tell you, Harry, he deserves every nook and cranny of just backlash that he gets, because he is too thick in the head to understand what is going on with him. He's downgraded his life, and he don't want to live with the circumstances of that downgraded lifestyle now.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
in the world right now.
Yeah. I mean, the man is, I mean, I swear, if I ever go to an event and I'm in the audience and I see him, I'm going to be so loud and boisterous and say something, because I just have to shout it at the rooftop that
And
something is going on with him.
it doesn't make sense, Bedina, either, because he was leaving the UK. So why would he be fighting for security in the UK, claiming that everybody was racist there when he was not planning on living in the UK? And Megan claimed, by her own words on Netflix, she said that she'd never been treated like a black woman.
Right. I think Harry is, it's like I always use that analogy with Superman. He's got a downgraded life. He's lost his powers, or his, you know, he's what he was, and now he just really he's bruised as his ego, and he doesn't feel like he is that stature of importance that he would like to be. In the UK, people, I mean, that's so ridiculous, because living in the UK, there's such a diverse country with so many different, you know, types of people. Like, where are these racist threats coming from? Like, does he have examples? Does he talk about what they are? Where are the calls or the issues that you're having that would justify you seeing that you have these issues? They don't exist.
No, yeah, and you know, Peter and I did a live today with Molly and Andrew, and you know, in the judgment, it's very interesting, Pirana. They talked that Harry and Meghan requested in June June 2022, that they wanted to bring the kids, or sorry, in May they manifested their desire to bring the kids on from September 2nd to September 11th on 2022. But then the Queen died, you know. And not before. They don't say that Harry brought the kids in June. Remember when they falsely claimed that Lily had met the Queen? There it says a lot. It says there. It says, let me see. I'm gonna see if I can,
Hold on,
let me see if I can get it here.
Okay.
At least your phone is not dead.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It usually is.
But let me see. They talk about it. He's saying that he appealed for that. He appealed what's it called, that he wants to have security, and that they do mention that Harry had come back on May 2022 for his trip on the Jubilee. You know, so they are talking about it, but they don't mention the kids, because why would they need to bring the kids back again in September if they had they're just in June? But they don't mention that at all.
Okay, so he doesn't mention what, bringing the kids in.
No, they don't say. They say that he came on June 2022, which he did for the Jubilee, remember?
Yeah.
But they don't mention the children. And then they expressed that Harry wanted to bring his wife and kids from September 2nd to September 11th, but that, you know, that he didn't find out, but he wasn't happy with the arrangements, with the details, you know, of how.
But But why would he want to do that if he was just there with them in June?
Oh, this is what it says. This is what it says. It says, Article 122, the Home Office had been notified on August 3rd, 2022, that the claimant and his wife and children would be visiting the United Kingdom between the 2nd and 11th September 2022. The itinerary did not, and then they redacted that, right? On August 10th, 2022, Radek met to decide what protective security, if any, should be provided. A letter outlining Radek's decision was sent to the private secretary to the sovereign, since the request for protective security had come through the royal household. The letter of August 12 was from the chair of Radek to Sir Edward Young. In any case, Harry and Meghan's kids would have been in the United Kingdom at the time of the Queen's death, not for before, because they do talk about Harry's trip on June 20, for the
Mhm.
Jubilee, and they refer to Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't mention the kids at all, and they don't make reference like Harry wants to bring his kids again. That would have been another word to include there. Harry
Yeah.
wants to bring his kids again after such a short visit, because supposedly Lily spent the birthday there, right? But
Right.
what do you make of all of
So
that?
that was a lie. He did. She wasn't there for her birthday. So, what in the world are these fools doing? What I mean, yeah, and just like okay, and similarly to the car chase, where they said in his complaint he talked about what happened in New York, as if that was supposed to give the judge more info to allow this new security detail because of what happened in New York. Like nothing is what it seems with them. Like you know what I mean? Because that was in the documents that they said when he was the reason why he
Yeah,
didn't do it.
that doesn't make sense because apparently the chief intelligence from New York sent a letter to the chief intelligence of the royal security saying, oh yeah, there was a horrible car chase and yes, 2 people were arrested. That's BS. That's
Yeah,
BS. I don't understand why they were doing that. And also the guy said that they were upgrading their security because of that, in spite of the fact that we have the
yeah.
mayor on record saying that I mean, Pina, if you start a 2-hour fast car chase in New York, you end up in Ontario. I know because I've driven there.
You really do.
The only fast
Yeah.
car chase 2 hours. Sometimes it can take you up to 2 hours. Sometimes you get off the car or taxi and you just take the subway or walk it because it's easier.
Well, they were using that, yeah, just to make his claim seem more justified for this upgraded. Well, I guess here in the States, but then making it so that he could get in the UK. I mean, I don't. I'm telling you, this is the biggest scandal in terms of couple and everything that they're doing. It is unprecedented what we're seeing. Everything with Harry and Meghan. It's like a real soap opera. It doesn't even, it seems like everything is scripted. There's nothing makes sense. Everything is I mean, you find things that are contradictory to things that they've said, statements that they've made, what they're trying to do, their entitlement and how they treat families, but then they want to go. Harry wants to go back as a working royal. I think maybe if he thinks he can go back to work as a royal, then he would get this security because then he would be working. I think that might be why he's asking to come back and help out. Um,
Well, Pidina, they refer to their little stint in the United States and Canada as a sabbatical.
as a sabbatical, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not joking. Let me show you because I posted it on my page. So
So they're
and they
going to
said
go back, like
there's a lot of stuff,
go back.
Pidina, there's a lot of stuff there that they unwittingly let it slip. Because the guy said that would be the government's position, even if the arrangement was in the nature of a fixed term sabbatical. If, however, and then they redact the text, then this recategorization could be reassessed, which means if, however, they return and blah, 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 then this recategorization could be reassessed. You understand what it's saying?
Wow. Yeah. So
This is why they are on their website.
wow. So they're trying to kind of slide their way back into.
But no, I don't think they're trying to. Oh, hello, Mr. Otis. My little monster is asleep. Um, but
What
I
do you
don't
think
think they're
they're
trying
trying to
to
do?
do
I mean,
that.
what does that sound like to you? What?
Well, this is Ravik saying that they are on a sabbatical, even if they're on a sabbatical, because apparently there's some communication between them and the palace that leads them to believe that they are on a sabbatical. And even if they come back, then they would, and if they come back, then they would have to reassess the role of the security.
That is Are you kidding me?
Listen, I'm dyslexic and I had to read the 51 pages, Titana. And then I called my
Wow.
friend, the lawyer, and I
So
said, "Can you explain to me what this means?" And he said, "Well, when they put the word sabbatical, it's very interesting because they didn't need to put that word in there. So
right.
they could have said, because they, according to everybody, they were quitting. So the fact that they used the specific word sabbatical, and you know
Sabbatical,
that
right.
in court and in law, all words matter.
Absolutely, they do. Yeah. That's interesting. That's the first I've heard of that.
It's
I
there in the judgment.
wow. See, I was supposed to be dropping my one video today with Kirby Summers. I did a video. I'm still
You should
gonna
do it. You should do it.
work. I'm still working on it because I figure I'm gonna get this out talking about this today because this news came out today. But I find that interesting. So there's something so Harry.
Then them not being removed from the royal website makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
Because the royal family are looking at this as a
As
sabbatical.
a
Georgiana,
sabbatical,
Georgiana
the
Wilson,
plans to go
after all
back.
they did, yep. And
So
it's
so this is what I'm thinking. So I think because they wanted to do the half in, half out, they are trying to make that initial plan work be exactly what they wanted to do. Now that the late queen is no longer with us, and that was her saying that. Charles has never said half in or half out, or you can't be half in and half out. Did he? Did he ever say that, Charles?
no,
No. So I think
no.
they're trying to go back to their original plan to what they wanted to do. That's what this sounds like to me, Paula.
Yeah, but this is not Harry talking. This is the government talking.
But why would they say that if they did
That
not
they
get
had
that promise?
conversations with the royal household.
Well, yeah, but that it had to come from
This is
them.
listen to the words, Bidina. That would be the government's position, even if the arrangement was in the nature of a fixed term sabbatical. If, however, and then they redact the text, then this recategorization could be reassessed, which means when they come back as full working royals, because
Right.
they're on a sabbatical, then we can take a look again at their security things.
But okay, but why do you okay, so what is that just a scenario? I mean, is it
Well,
not
that's part of what you people have to read stuff because even
right,
in it's so funny because even in the judgment, the judge said because Harry apparently is bitching about something that they should have done the risk management body they should have done the risk management board assessment that they had to do it before they took the decision, and then the judge does this, which really brings my point home, beautiful people, that even a preposition can change the entire meaning of a judgment or anything in legal speaking. The judge said, and he makes it specific, it says that the Ravik may
mm-hmm.
ask the risk management board, not must. It's not a must, it's a may. So you see, the judge makes the difference in the words because may implies that they don't have to. Must implies that they have to. So this is why words matter. And I didn't want to be a Debbie Downer this morning, but I was just like, I hate it. I hate it when they gaslight us. Oh, Harry lost. No. Here, this article, P. Dine, is saying that it was downgraded. You see,
Well,
court
he
rule,
still has
official
security. It's
downgraded
just
personal
not going to be
security.
with. He wants the security where they're armed, where the officers have guns, right? Like he wants the real high end, and they have access to like certain, like they can look up certain files, or they can learn more about people when they're assessing risk, and like there's just more perks, right, to what he wants. But
But
yeah,
I mean, this is pretty awful. And then the judge submits that thing that of New York. There's a judgment here. I downloaded it.
yeah,
Um, you know, and then it says the Duke of Sussex will appeal today's judgment, which refuses his judicial review claim against the decision-making body Radek, which includes the Home Office, the Royal Household, and the Met Police. And another thing that came out is that it became very clear that Harry is getting protection in the United States and any other government he goes to. Because in two paragraphs, they say that they've made arrangements, excuse me, with the other governments because they don't have to worry about that because of the arrangements made with other governments.
well, I mean, he should, I guess, get something. I mean, do Beatrice and Eugenie, I mean, they're not working royals. Do they get security? They don't have security, do they?
No, the Queen used to pay for their security, but it was like because they were incredibly. This is what people don't understand. When Meghan Markle was, she tripled the bill of security for one person because she was taking so many sudden trips. She was taking
Mhm.
trips here and there, and when that happens, then there's very little planning, which means that you have to take more bodyguards to rotate because you don't have enough time to liaise with the police that you're going with abroad. Meghan Markle was
Mhm.
making trips right, left, and center. I mean,
Mhm.
that baby shower, she went to Canada
Right.
5 times. Then she went. I mean, she went to many many trips, guys, and these were all of the sudden. So usually royal trips, even vacations, they need planning. You know,
Yeah, and going to the tennis match to see Serena, and yeah, she did things where people were saying how much she lied in that Netflix documentary about not being able to go anywhere, and they took her passport. And but yeah, so the other lady, I'm sorry, was it Ginger, the lady before
Ginger
that,
Bridges.
Claudia? Hi, you ladies. Hi, everyone. Everyone's so nice.
They all love you. What do you make of all of this? Because he's planning
Mm,
to appeal. But to me, the most interesting is that the little tip. You know that they also make a statement that they left Canada on the 14th of March, not the 31st, like they said they had.
that's in the document you have?
Yeah, it says that they went to the United States on March 14th. And then Harry said he wasn't the man. Remember, please, beautiful people,
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Oprah interview, he said that they were in Canada when they found out that their
the
security had been
security was
removed.
pulled. Yeah. Yeah, I
But
remember him saying
but
that.
then Canada removed it on the 31st of March was the last day that Canada did for them. And how
Okay.
they went outside and then it's like the bodyguards were gone, something like that. They didn't even say goodbye.
Really?
Yeah,
So I gotta read through all of that. There's shoot, where
and
I
then in the judgment, Pidina, he tries to say that the decision should not be valid because he didn't know. They never informed him that it was very important, those meetings they were having at Sandringham. And the judge, thankfully, the judge says, uh-uh, you had your private secretary, you were told, you also know. And if you know what I mean.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the
So
judge says, and anyways, if you were unhappy with that, you should have sued us right then and there, not a year and a half afterwards.
exactly later yeah. Oh, he's such an entitled brat. He gets on my nerves. Can't
But what do you
stand-
think they're gonna do now?
I am
He's a leech. Harry and Meghan are leeches because they're coming back to the United Kingdom, Pidina.
I know, in
And they're
September.
satisfied. They are satisfied with the security arrangements. Because basically the judge said, listen, Radek said that they're going to do something they never do for anybody else, which is they're going to give you security as long as you give them notice of 28 days. He was not
Mhm.
happy with that.
He wasn't happy with that. He
No,
wants to.
yeah, that's what he was challenging, that he didn't we need to give notice and he wanted to have the security as soon as he landed there without telling anybody.
Yeah, so it's just like his ego, his entitlement. Like he doesn't want to have rules, and things that he has to abide by. It's like, just do it because I want it. And whenever I get here, give me the security. I I mean, I don't, first of all, I don't even think Megan's going to be coming here, going to the UK in
I think
some
she
way.
will.
You think she will come
Yeah,
for the
because it's a
Invictus
big
Games?
event. It's a big event. It's a big event. It'll be televised. They have, look at her. She's showing her face at Invictus in Canada. She's not wanted in Canada.
Mm, mm, mm. I think I need to make a trip to the United Kingdom around that
Me too.
time.
Me too. Who
Ah,
knows? Who knows what it's
uh-uh.
gonna be? But he is going to get police paid security because he's applied. And Johnny Mercer, the Minister for Veteran Affairs, is now kissing their butt. And
Why?
he,
Think
yeah, yeah,
why?
yeah.
Why?
Because he wants, I don't, because he was having beers with Harry and Meghan in Dusseldorf.
So do you think this comes down to Charles? Because I think William.
You know,
What?
Pat, Charles should have, never mind the gossip or whatever, but the fact that Harry went to talk to the First Nations and put a statement that
Yeah,
he is discussing with the chief of the First Nations
that's not right.
about the relationship between the monarchy and them,
Yeah,
there should have been a statement
a statement. Yes,
said, no,
absolutely.
Prince Harry does not speak on behalf of the United Kingdom, the monarchy, nor Parliament.
Mhm. Yeah,
That should have been made clear, because otherwise, by keeping quiet in such a delicate public matter, because Harry was very public about this,
yeah,
the palace is agreeing that Harry is representing them.
right. That's exactly what I was thinking. So yeah, it comes down to Charles is, I think, just kind of sidelining all of this, like just letting it happen. Unfortunately, I
No,
think,
this is serious. This is just like Andrew saying, Prince Andrew saying, "Oh, I talked to the chief of Canada, and I'm going to talk to them about the monarchy and the
yeah,
relationship." It's just as bad.
it's just as
People,
bad. And just, did you see Andrew as walking in the church
disgusting.
at the head of everyone? I mean, the ego and
He could have, yeah,
cockiness.
he could have entered sideways like Camilla did. Nobody
Yeah,
saw her come.
no one saw her, right? I think there's some things that they're just allowing, the king is allowing, and he's just not making a rough about. He's not really making waves about it. And I think that's exactly what's happening with Andrew, and I think William as well. And I think with William and his pulling out of the memorial, ooh, I wonder what it could be. I just think
You know
William is
what?
on a whole
Pastor
nother
Daniel,
path.
I really, you know what I think it is? He saw
What?
that shit show, Leticia, the Queen of Spain, who's in huge scandal because she's been fucking every guy pretty much in
Yeah,
Spain, you
yeah.
know? So I don't think he wanted to be around that mess. He knew that Andrew was going to be there. Did you see that Sophie and Edward stayed away in spite of the fact that this was a planned thing for months as well? They used the excuse that they were on holiday skiing. This is a very
Interesting.
good thing in the diary. Sophie and Edward stayed away. I really
Interesting.
do believe that Prince William is trying to keep his distance from the shit show that Charles
Yeah.
has brought into the royal family. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
what
I
is
think
he?
it is Charles. I think Charles is allowing things that William is so against. He is not happy. He wants nothing to do with all of this that's happening. I really do believe that as well. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, because he has the power to stop this, and Parliament is just as weak because Parliament can urge the king to act or act on his behalf. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is a constitutional monarchy. This is not an absolute monarchy.
Right.
But and did you see this thing, Liz Jones? They can't put duty first rather than stay with their grieving daughter, Lady Gabriella. If only William had done the same rather than let the rumor mill spin out of control because he didn't go. First of all, fuck off.
Mm.
We don't know what's going on with William, but you know what? My money, I wouldn't want to be, because even Andrew was sitting in the front row in the same line as what's it called, Camilla.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
he said it in the same
in
front
the
row.
same front row. Yeah, Andrew was in the front row,
Wow.
and him
Wow.
and Fergie. Why was even Fergie there? That for
Right.
cream, rotor leech, ginger sausage.
Mm. What is going on? What is going on? It doesn't seem right. I think William is frustrated. He has every right to be. I think he just doesn't want to be around it. Yeah, that's what I think.
But what do you think about Lady Gabriella's husband who died?
That's
He
so
died. He was
sad, isn't it?
25. You know, the first thing that popped to my head is drugs,
Oh,
because
really?
everybody yeah, for some reason everybody's overdosing. Because he's 45 and healthy. But I may be wrong. And then
Well, what
Palace.
what all have they put out about? I haven't read much on his
They
death.
haven't said very much, only that he was at his parents' home and he passed away suddenly.
There's no like reason. Like, yeah, I mean
They
that is.
haven't said anything. They just said that there's no foul play. But unless there was a heart attack, like you know, to me, it's drugs.
Yeah, I mean, because you would think they would say something if it were like a legitimate health reason. I think you're quiet when it's suspicious. You're quiet when you don't want it to come out.
Yeah, because of a massive heart attack, that would have been easy to see because
Yeah.
there's some signs when somebody dies of a massive heart attack. It happened to my dad. My dad just went downstairs to write an email to say that he had made it okay in North Bay,
Mm.
and he just sat down and his face went down in the laptop, and within 6 or 7 minutes, he was completely dead. His lips turned blue. The
Wow.
the Canadian ambulance, they couldn't resuscitate him or anything. It was immediate, and they can tell. So this is something. I don't
This is
know. It's just that. What do you
interesting
think of it?
what Nana says. I think absolutely the monarchy died when the late queen passed, because what's happening now with Charles, I think these are mistakes. These are things that are just weakening the monarchy. There's no stance. There's no, just having this hard line where you don't cross, you can't do. There's all these gray areas where, okay, they're slipping in. They're still royals, they're still getting these things without the king really addressing it. And of course, we know he has his health that he's dealing with, but his advisors or somebody there's a plan in place, but the public is not told. We're not told what it is. Something is in the works that is not being spoken, because you don't allow these things that we're seeing to happen unless you've agreed to something. Something has been agreed upon. And this is
What
why.
do you think? What could it be, Pina?
Let's look at what the real Gigi says. She says, I have a feeling that the king is planning on sticking Harry and Meghan right back in our faces with Andrew and Fergie. The monarchy looks like trash, the big scam money, grifty money, hungry people. Yes, I think that's the plan. The plan is to let the news run its course, allow people to slowly see Andrew, get used to Harry coming back, helping out here and there. They're coming to visit. We're seeing Andrew more and more. He's alongside Fergie. They were even talking about Fergie and Andrew getting remarried. They are trying to visually, without saying show us, tolerate these things. Just tolerate it without me having to come out and to address it.
But for example, look at this. I saw some people say in the news, "Oh, Harry didn't know that the ABC was going to use that to make a little documentary and blah blah blah." I'm like, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, you don't go
He didn't know that ABC was gonna.
Yeah, the lawyers, when they have these shows, even when I get like a gig for acting, before you go in front of a camera, you have a contract about the expectation, where it's going to air,
what they're going to use, the wording that they're going to use.
All of that is pre-planned. People just don't off on a whim. Oh, let me go do an interview. Oh, you want to come talk to me, Will Reeves? Okay. Let's do something for that Good Morning America show. Okay. And then they do it. No, these things are planned to the T. It
Especially
has to be.
Harry and Meghan, who are absolute control freaks.
Yes. Oh, and did you hear about Hollywood and the Netflix thing? That's the thing. And this is why I say always that how we know they're going to fail. The reason why they were having so many problems is because they wanted always complete control. They wanted to control the narrative. And so this is why so many people come in to their organization and then leave. This is why the Netflix, the other deals that they have, nothing's going to work for them because they're trying to come into a Hollywood that does not respect them because they have no skills. There's no talent, but yet they want all the control. They want to say everything that happens, and they don't want to have any feedback about what people are suggesting to them. It's the ego. And this is what Hollywood, there was this article that came out about they really missed out because they are being targeted by those in Hollywood as not people not wanting to work with them. Like the word is getting out about them, you know.
But what is it exactly that they were saying?
Well, it
Like
was
they
just
don't want to work with them?
okay, let me see. I have the notes. Where did I put it? My husband, he's so funny. He sends me a lot of the stories. Yes. So Meghan and Markle's Hollywood dreams dash, stars rally behind King Charles and Prince William. That's what's happening. Okay, so let me pull this up. This is in Newsweek. And you know they had to make her mad, especially Meghan, you know, seeing that they're not being taken seriously. People are still, I think Prince William, like when he's here in the States, like he gets crowds of people. Like when I was in Boston, the people that came out to see him go in for I'm drawing a blank now, for his charity, like lines of people. You don't ever see that with Harry and Meghan. You'll see like a few handpicked people, but you don't
I
see
mean,
nearly the number of people
it's
that
a
come
crowd.
out.
It's a huge crowd when they come in. It's not a rent a crowd.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
like the crowd I would rent from Backgrid or Megan has rented, which is 4 of them
Right.
running in the bathroom.
Exactly. Hollywood stars reportedly aligning themselves with the King and Prince William instead, as the royal couple navigate their post-royal life. Contrasting opinions emerge regarding their popularity and trajectory in the entertainment industry. According to a royal expert, Josh Rom, Hollywood stars are turning their support towards King Charles and Prince William. Now, this is, I think, part of the problem, though. If Prince or the King is, like we were saying earlier, aligning or supporting Harry and Meghan in a way where he's not really saying it, but people are starting to distance themselves from Harry and Meghan, in their pursuit in the entertainment industry. This reporter is suggesting that while Harry and Meghan aim to maintain relevance through partnerships with these different platforms, the King and William are still getting more support, because when you think about it, when you show your support for Harry and Meghan, you're going against the King and William, clearly, and people don't want to do that. And this is why I don't think you see them in public with A-listers. You don't see Harry and Meghan in these close, tight-knit relationships. It's always the same people. Okay, she's out with Oprah's, new head of original content person. Ellen DeGeneres's get-togethers. Okay, Tyler Perry. Okay, not so much. I think even Serena Williams anymore. You don't see them in really high places with A-listers outside of the people I just mentioned. So people know that they can't really show their allegiance to or show that they're friendly with Harry and Meghan, because it will go against, I think, more so William. I'm starting to really have a side eye towards the King. I'm sorry. I'm really starting to look sideways.
Because this has been allowed to go. I mean, for me, and I've been saying this, it started when they sat down on that bench to promote voting. Why was Harry even there? He's not an American citizen, asking American voters to vote. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Clearly,
yeah.
voting. I mean, that was a big no-no. Another big no-no for me was Meghan Markle, Meghan Markle, writing to Congress not as a Rachel Meghan Markle, a concerned American citizen, but from the
Duchess.
Duke and Duchess office, from the office of the Duke and Duchess, signed off not as Rachel Meghan Markle, but as the Duchess of Sussex. That's clearly severe interference, and she shouldn't have been allowed. Her calling senators,
Yeah, yeah.
calling them.
And yeah, calling them and really putting her hand in the politics of the American people and demanding to be called ma'am
Yeah.
while she's in Canada.
Yacht girl. That's
This is
Pina.
like, girl, let me get
Girl, you're a yacht girl.
Meghan
And,
Markle.
and when you do your, we're going to find out more because you're going to do that Kirby Summers interview where she actually has that connection to Epstein, right?
Well, yeah, you're going to talk about the people that, yeah, you're going to see some connections. You're going to definitely see some connections. Yes.
And yeah, and don't forget that Virginia Roberts called Meghan Markle as a witness, posted Meghan Markle as a witness in her case because she said of the intimate knowledge that Meghan Markle had of Prince Andrew and the situation.
Yes, that's exactly.
How much of an intimate knowledge, of a deep knowledge that she would have if she didn't even know who he was because she thought he was the valet.
Right, yeah. But see, that's the thing. All the information that was scrubbed from the internet, I think, will be out there when William is king. Like, I think he's just gonna let the dogs out.
But do you think there'll be a kingdom for him to rule on? Because of the way things are, Pidina. I mean, we're looking years. We're looking years of this. By the time it's his time, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, the king, I mean, okay. Do you know that? I don't know. So you don't think the king's cancer is that detrimental? You don't think his cancer is that life-threatening, or because I read a report from
I don't think it's bad. I think he'll get 2 years at least.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'll get 2 years at least. There's this guy who made the prediction that he would die March 8th, 2026. I think it was, right, guys? Or March 28th?
Really?
2025, sorry.
Really? Someone made that prediction?
Yeah, they were saying a year or so. Yeah, it was on March 2025 or 2026. But this is the same guy who predicted that the Queen would die on September 8th, 2021.
Wait a minute. You're kidding me. Some guy that predicted the day of the Queen's death, and it really happened.
His Twitter account was even suspended because he posted that the Queen would die on September 8th, 2022.
And when did he predict that? What day was it?
Like a year before.
What?
And he predicted also Charles' death on March. Please let me remember. Please wrote in the comments if it was 2025, March 2025 or 2026. Let me see if I can Google it for you. You didn't know about that?
I did not hear of that. No, I did not hear of that.
Let me see that. I'm looking out for you. It says it's March 28th, 2026.
Wow. What's this guy's name?
Let me see. It says men who correctly predicted Queen's death gives warning about King Charles III. A Twitter user posted in July claiming the Queen would pass away on September 8th, while also noting a prediction relating to the new king in a tweet that has gone viral. A man who apparently predicted the date of Queen Elizabeth II's death has also given a warning over the new King Charles III. Logan Smith, who goes by the Twitter name of @Logan_Smith526, initially posted back in July that the longest serving monarch would die on September 8, 2022. The specific date sadly became true when the Queen passed away peacefully last Thursday. Smith's tweet has now gone viral, reports the Daily Star, after he also claimed in the same post that King Charles would die on March 20th, 2026.
Wow, ain't that something? That is crazy. Wow, well, it's going to be a new day when King William get up in the house. That's all I got.
That is if there is a kingdom, because the way things are going, Pat. I mean, I was looking at Andrew and Fergie. They looked like they were going on a picnic. How giddy they looked.
Yeah, they had this look that they are on top of the world. And
Yeah.
it just looks suspect to me. It's like, what you smiling about? What?
You know what, how they look like, and I know you guys, and I love ice cream, guys, but it's like if somebody's after when I'm working at the farm, guys, and it's really, really hot, I either like the first swig of cold beer. It's just the first. I don't like to drink the whole beer, but it's so cold that it's so nice. Or ice cream. So it's like when I'm making it from the farm, from the fields, and I'm completely sweating everything, and I'm just walking happily to get my ice cream. That's how they look, like, oh my god, I'm waiting
Yeah,
for my ice cream.
I'm the same way with ice cream,
Okay,
girl. I
so, yeah,
got
I've
an
seen you.
addiction.
I've seen you. I've
Ice
seen you with
cream
ice
is
cream.
my
You order
crack.
everything
Let me
on it.
tell you that right now. I love ice cream.
No, but and you know what's also bothering me, Pete, and I don't know about you, but we're starting to see these kinds of articles about Meghan Markle. Meghan's smart accessories were a perfect high-low look for the snowy slopes of Whistler, a style for all seasons, right, Elizabeth
Yeah.
Scarborough? I mean,
Isn't it about the athletes? Like, why are you talking? Why are you highlighting what you wore? Like, I can't with that woman. I just can't.
but why are they doing it? And they did this also. Did you see this one that they printed? This one that they printed this one. Life after Meghan Markle. What happened to Jessica Mulroney, who played a starring role at their royal wedding after she was ditched by her royal bee? Did you know that Jessica introduced her to Michael Bubble?
Oh, really? She did?
Yeah, and you know that it's so funny because my source, when she told me about this, Meghan has been claiming all over the internet that she spoke Argentinian, right? She spoke Argentinian. I spoke Argentinian. I spent 5 weeks in Argentina. I spoke fluent Argentinian, right? That's not a language, it's Spanish.
I was gonna. Did she really say the words that
Yeah,
say she
yeah,
spoke
yeah, yeah. She said that,
Argentinian?
yeah, in that Ross thing. She said, "Oh yeah, I speak." She said many times that she speaks Argentinian, but it's very, and even in her old CV, she had it as Argentinian dialect. But what the funny thing is that Luisana Lopilato, who is Michael Bubbles, I say Bubbles, I know they pronounce it Buble. Um, wife is from Argentina. She speaks Spanish, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
Harry was bragging, "Oh, my wife, you're gonna get to talk to her, like, in Argentinian, And Megan said to Luisana that she forgotten all about her Spanish or her Argentinian. Just like,
Uh-uh.
when she bragged that she spoke French. And then
Ah,
Harry was all, "Speak to French to my wife. She speaks fluent French." And then she's like,
ah.
but this is why they got into a big fight, because Harry was so embarrassed and so humiliated because he was bragging about how Meghan was going to talk to Luisana Lopilato, in Argentinian.
They're idiots. They are such idiots. I can't. I just, yeah. The fall of Harry and Meghan. But I mean, I hope the monarchy doesn't get damaged. I hope it's not what you think, that it's not going to be a monarch. I mean, how would that even happen if there's no monarchy? Like, how does that happen?
Well, it would be a republic like you guys.
And then where does Prince William go?
It would be a former royal, just like, for example, the Greece monarchy.
Yeah,
His monarchy would be a former royal. He wouldn't be part of it anymore.
that would
But
be an outrage, though. I think that would be an outrage. People would not tolerate that. I don't think they would go for that at all. I think there'd be uproar in the streets.
but the way things are being run right now, Pidina,
Mm.
it is a shame, and I hate it that people use the cancer as a shield. Oh, you can't criticize because it's got cancer. Or Fergie, Megan Small was
That's
trashed because she was like, "Hey, what was Fergie doing there? Oh, she has cancer. So what? What's
yeah,
he
right. What does that have
doing?
to do with anything?
Oh,
Yeah,
how you're heartless!" And it's like, F off.
yeah,
I mean, this woman should have been
sweet.
in jail for a little bit after she sold cash for access for cash. What she was caught
Yeah,
on video.
I saw
You know,
that video. It's terrible,
and she
terrible.
and instead of her doing some little bit of jail time, which would have helped her, maybe she
Yeah,
would have lost the weight and everything. Instead of paying Oprah from Weight Watchers, she could have done it in jail.
yeah, yeah. I don't
She's
think
there
Fergie's
walking.
very nice.
Yeah, but people are transient, like, "Oh, she has cancer." So if the king is too sick that he can't take he can't rule and take the correct decisions for the monarchy. Issue a statement that I'm pretty sure his private secretaries can put, like Prince Harry, Prince Henry, Charles Albert David does not speak on behalf of the monarchy. He does not have any role talking to anybody about the monarchy, to the chief's nation. But they don't want to do that to not to embarrass Harry, which means to me that they're condoning all of this thing,
Yeah.
which is horrible.
Because that was all planned, you know, that was all set up to go visit with them. And, you know, what he is saying was definitely something that I think was a part of the dialogue that they had planned on talking about, you know? So there's something shady going on behind the walls over in England with this royal family and the king
What
and
do you
Harry.
think will happen with the Heritage Foundation?
Oh, the Heritage Foundation, what they're doing, I think we should wait and see who gets in office, because I know if Trump gets in office, they're going to be exposed. I mean, Harry's going to be out.
But I mean, the judge is going to make a judgment before then, Pat.
Well, yeah. So I think I think Harry is just protected while there's the Biden administration. I think he's just going to be in a position where they're not going to get anything on him. It's not going to reveal anything. The judge is not going to allow it. I mean, at least what I think. The sealing of the documents. But that Nigel, he seems pretty tenacious when it comes to that. I wouldn't want him, you know, coming after me
with a bone. You know, it's like when Cindy's eating something, or I don't know if you see Mr. Otis too. You know, when you try to take their bone away, they're really determined. But it's a shame, you know, that journalism is dead, that they don't investigate anymore, that, you know, that they're letting these things stand. I mean, the mayor went online and on television and said that that was impossible, that happened. And then we have the chief intelligence writing to the royal things that they're going to change the security. They're going to heighten the security. Do the New Yorkers know?
Right. No, I don't think so.
There's massive immigration, people sleeping there. I mean, New York is rampant with violence right now. And they're going to give heightened security. They're going to remove cops from the streets.
It's a nightmare in New York right now. All this, even in Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, like things are just not looking good. I can't believe this is America. I can't believe it. It just seemed, and I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but
it's not about politics. It's about what Harry's being allowed to do. Because let's face it,
I understand, but I'm just, you know, thinking about what he's allowed to do. But okay, part of that is with the current administration, is it not, about his visa application and what he said on it, and whether or not he's allowed to have that revealed or not, because I think he's being protected. There's just a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that they don't tell the people about, because they know it's going to cause a lot of more problems, and they just want things to fly under the radar. You know what I mean? And how Harry is just
Rose is saying something. Look what Rose says. I think Prince William has had enough of his family being slandered and not being able to respond. The latest attack saying he's jealous is just too. I mean, the king's silence must infuriate William. You know, I understand. I fully understand that the monarchy can be responding to all the garbage and stuff like that. Tit for tat. Fine. This is something that they should not reply, in my very humble opinion, because we all know it's BS. But the thing about the First Nations, the fact that Meghan Markle was allowed to send a letter from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to a Congress of, you know, using foreign titles, this is just as bad as the senator as Parliament in the United Kingdom receiving a letter from the office of the Senator of California, meddling in their
right.
I mean,
so that's once again things that are within the government and politics, because even on the American side, well, no one, I think some of the senators did come out and say something, but like you would think that it would get a lot more coverage or weight behind it. But I must say, she hasn't done anything nearly as upfront like that recently. perhaps maybe she has been told or someone has said something to her. But I think watching them do what they're doing, Harry and Meghan, just with all the things that are not really allowed, and what we're waiting about with the Heritage Foundation, that judgment and that ruling on his application. I just think a lot of things are being allowed that should not be. And I think the king is kind of behind a lot of these things with Harry, just to allow it, because I think he has some kind of guilt behind
You know what?
Harry.
It's not guilt. For me, it's not guilt. I
What is
think for
it
him, he's
then?
in survivor mode for Camilla. He doesn't want to see his precious Camilla trashed. Charles doesn't feel he's guilty of anything because this man is very arrogant and
Oh, how
narcissistic.
Harry has made him feel, though. Harry has made him feel very
Do
guilty.
you think he felt guilty he would have married Camilla, who would have done the things that he did? Of course not. He doesn't want Camilla people. He doesn't want people to remember why they didn't like Camilla to begin with. That's why, because he thinks it's taking him what 30 years to try to get her to where she is.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a terrible state of things. But what do you think is going to happen? To me, the most telling thing was about the kids. Them wanting to bring the kids September 2nd to 11th and 2022. And there's no mention of the kids having brought before, because they would have said they wanted to bring their children again.
Exactly. Again.
Because
Yeah.
supposedly they just had a visit with the Jubilee, but they talk about Harry and Meghan's being at the Golden Jubilee, but they don't talk about the children.
Right.
Instead,
Yeah.
saying how they want to bring their kids from the 2nd to the 11th of September.
And in that picture that they released of Lily, wasn't that she said, wasn't that supposedly taken while they were in England? The picture
Yeah.
of the,
Yeah, but then we know I've shown some sleuth, on the internet. He showed that there's this black and white outdoor furniture. So they're going. So she travels around with this couch everywhere she goes, because she had it in Canada, she had it in California, she had
why
it
you
in.
can see it, or how did he
Yeah,
figure that?
it's there. I did a thing there about it.
Oh,
I'll
really?
send it to you. Yes, it was really funny because it's the same black and white couch, outdoor patio furniture. But it's
Oh, okay. Yeah. Please send that to me, please.
Oh, I will. It's so funny, Pat. It's really funny because the guy, isn't it more expensive? You're telling me she's traveling with the same couch everywhere she goes, so she can, because it's the same couch my son Harriman is sitting in, and when he takes a picture where he's supposed to be Lily. And if you look at how they're dressed, they look like it's for September, not June, July.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
UK, which is very hot.
You said you did a video. I have to watch the video then you did on that, just to see, because especially with this new information that's come out, because yeah, that just looks they're so shady. It's just so shady. But
It's so terrible, Pidina. Everything that's happening is so cheap, it's so D-list.
it's
It's
right,
so
it's so
terrible that the
ghetto,
British
right? Like I've
monarchy.
always said, Megan is ghetto. She is ghetto, and ghetto is low class. She is low class. Okay. I know I'm not high class, I'm not high society, but I would certainly know how to behave myself if I were put in the royal family. I would be learning something, and I would try my best to play by the rules, and because that's the respectable thing to do. That's just what you do when you're brought into a household that you're not normally a part of. You respect their way of living and you mold yourself to the way they do things. And Megan wasn't about doing that, because she's ghetto. She doesn't listen. She's very arrogant. She's walking with her head sideways, crooked all the time, because her head is so big she can't see straight, and everything's just going to be completely turned upside down for her. She will never be able to get herself out of these predicaments that she's in now. And they're predicaments. Don't get it twisted. She's in a lot of predicaments now.
Oh,
She's
yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. But you know what I think, Pidina? I really do believe that they're so used to having the palace cleaning after them that they don't look worried.
Yeah, no, I think they try to put on a united front, but they're worried. I think they know. I don't know. I think it was more the relationship. Because didn't you notice when they were in Whistler, when they were in at the Invictus events that they were doing, they were hold hands, but they never
Look
looked
at
at
each
each other. They never had that
other.
same hand holding.
How Harry was looking deep into her eyes. He couldn't get enough of her eyes. I
Yeah,
remember that. You look at her and her veneers is like,
there was a, there was a coldness. Although I saw them holding hands, there it was like they were doing it for the cameras. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't authentic.
no, they never had any, and that thing on the curling. Ooh, that was
Uh,
pretty cool. That was bad. I mean, Harry was way the hell on the other side, in spite of the fact there was a lot of empty space around Meghan Markle on the curling event. And then you
oh,
had Michael Bubbles with Luisana Lopilato all huggy duggy. So it made it
yeah,
look even worse, because Harry's not even
yes,
looking at Meghan. It's like, away from
exactly.
me, you know.
But
It's
it's just like
I
I'm
love
just sitting here watching them. I am sitting here watching Harry and Meghan. They are really the biggest losers. They are. They are the biggest losers,
it.
and they deserve everything that's coming their way. They deserve it because of how they've behaved,
So
how
what
they.
do you predict is going to happen? Because they're coming to the UK in May, and he's satisfied with the security arrangements.
I think they're going to get heckled. I think.
I wish we could go, Pidina. I would love to go.
Oh,
Oh my God. I would go with
wouldn't
the
that be
biggest
nice?
megaphone. I would go with the biggest megaphone. I know that entrance very well. I know that area very well. I would go with
Yeah.
the biggest megaphone. I'll get up on a building where I could see him and heckle them.
Uh, oh my goodness. I mean, I plan to come to the UK. I mean, I just wish I could just go at a drop of a hat right now and just make the plans to be there. I need to be where she's at. I need her to hear my opposition.
But you went to Ohio to see her, but they didn't let you near her, did they?
Oh, that's right. I went to the
There
hotel in
wasn't that
Indiana.
you guys remember this, Pidina? Oh, but before Pidina, can you tell them about your newsletter so people
Oh, just go to my website, pdina.net. I'm going to be having a free raffle. I don't have them with me now. These uh, pound notes with Princess Diana on them. I'm going to be raffling these away. So there's actually a link there now. There wasn't before. So you can just go to that website and enter the raffle. It's free. It's free. You can win some,
yay. But
money.
but can you tell them about it? Because remember, we were even thinking of getting a GoFundMe page to order a table, so all of us YouTubers
Oh
could go.
yeah.
What was
Yeah.
it that they told you? They didn't let you in because they
They
knew you
didn't
were.
let me in. No, I wanted to just see if I could get one ticket, if I could just, but that lady, when I told her that when she saw me, I think she knew who I was. And she was just like, no. And she was like, you can't go in and blah, blah. And then, and just how she was so indignant and how she looked at me. And I was just like, I can't remember exactly what I said, but she was pointing at some security guy and she was pointing at me. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like that, huh? But I was sitting there right outside the door where she was inside speaking. And,
But I
and I
remember
sat
they
next
shooed
to a
you
girl.
away. I remember that because I remember watching that video. I was like, how can she be so calm? They were like,
Who was being calm? What are you talking about?
you were calm. They were shooing you away. It's like they were ignoring
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. Well, I have to keep I can't get too ghetto in those places. I can't get too loud and boisterous, and
But
too
what did
just.
they say to you? What did you get to see her? How close did you get to her?
I was right outside the door of the where she was speaking. Right outside the door. And I couldn't go inside. Like it was, but there was
It was
no
500.
booths there.
Ginger Blissius is saying 500 to $1,000 ticket, and they still denied Pidina.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I remember I had people fundraise that I was able to go visit, but I didn't have a ticket. And I was trying to see how I could get a spot at one of the tables because they still had room, and I wasn't able to get in, but it was like how she told me no and how she kind of shooed me out. Like it was just so rude. You would think you would not be so rude about it. So I think, and people thought that maybe they knew who I was. So
Because they were quite rude to you. First, they were really, really okay with you. Remember when you were inquiring online and stuff like that? But when you got there and they actually saw you, they completely changed their tune.
yes, they did. And I interviewed a lot of the people there and how they were just so brainwashed over Megan. They just like everything she said, and people were bamboozled essentially. And there's some YouTubers out there that are very pro Megan, and the things that they say, it's just, I'm gobsmacked, because I tell you, they would never ever allow a Meghan Markle to come into their own home and to, besmirch their own family and to be rude to their, grandmama of their household. They say these things because it's happening to the royal family, but they certainly would not be okay with that happening in their own household. So there's contradiction between what they say Meghan is doing and what they would even allow in their own lives, because no one respects anyone that treats your family like that, to just be rude and not respectful of your elders. I mean, you think about the late queen and everything she went through, and even in death, the queen is being disrespected. The late queen is being disrespected, with Harry and Meghan using the words like using ma'am and sir. Like, when you have an HRH and you have them refer to you after you're introduced as an HRH, they call you ma'am and sir. Why are you requiring people to call you that? You are inadvertently using your HRH in a different, like you're going the roundabout way to use your HRH. You're trying to find another way to do things that you're clearly been told you're not allowed to do. There's no respect for the monarchy and what they have said is okay and not okay. And Charles not saying anything and allowing it to go through, still having them on the website, not saying anything when they speak out on behalf of the monarch or the country. It just seems very lax and laid back to a point where you're just allowing it just because you're just not allowing it to fly under the radar. And there's something very
For
suspect.
example, the First Nations chief is going to say, well, wait a minute, but Harry said he was going to talk to us, and nobody said that he wasn't going to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they can't even claim ignorance, because this was done very publicly. So the First Nations chief have every right to expect that Harry is conducting business on behalf of the monarchy.
Exactly. And how are they doing things behind the scenes that we don't hear about? Like, is he making phone calls? Is he doing certain things to navigate the things that he said he was going to do that are not public where we can see it? But like, what is he doing behind the scenes and is not being said? Because I'm sure that's happening too.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is an absolute shit show. What we're seeing, it
really is. We knew it from the very beginning. We knew it the day we saw that woman. Did we not? We knew it. This is that nothing new to us. We're like, something gonna happen. Something,
But you know what? I really genuinely thought it's too bad the queen died, because the queen wouldn't have put up with this. Look how I even showed you in the UK royal website, while the queen was alive and Andrew was her favorite kid, it's written in black and white, or blue and white. He doesn't have any public duties. He doesn't have any role helping the monarch, unlike Harry and Meghan.
Yeah.
And this is while the queen was alive with her favorite kid. And she said he doesn't carry out any public duties.
Right.
Charles is not putting that on the website.
He's not doing any of that. He's not. And I think maybe his hand is held. Maybe because, Prince Andrew was talking about doing maybe a Harry writing a book. He talked about, I think maybe he has made some idle threats to the king.
Yeah.
I mean, would you put it past Andrew? He wasn't leaving the lodge. Remember, he was like, no, I'm staying. I'm not leaving. Like, he's becoming indignant. He's like going to pull a Harry. And I think that's got the king scared.
But this is an incredible trait, because it's like when Charles wrote the book and it backfired. It's too bad people the internet didn't exist in 1994, because look us here. Can you see him? Because people forget that Charles wrote that book, and he was horrible to the Queen and Prince Philip. Okay, to the point that Prince Philip actually rebuked him. And because it didn't work and he was trounced, people were asking for him to abdicate. They were calling him a traitor. They were calling. He did that interview on the 4 or 5 days prior to the Queen going to Russia to that historic visit. And everybody was just talking about what he said and not about the Queen's visit. So does that sound familiar? And then we have Andrew, who has to do an interview, because he's being pounced and trounced and things go bad. And then they want to do a book. I mean, what are these people thinking?
Right. Yep. It's definitely something that I think is going to hurt the monarchy. It's already hurting it. There's so much happening now. Yeah, it could be like it might be over, but I don't want to say that. But I mean, who would think we were where we are now would happen? Like, you just can't ever say never, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Never say never. The only certain things in life, guys, is that we're born and we die. Other than that,
Yeah.
nothing is
Yeah.
certain.
It can happen. It could be abolished, you know?
Yeah,
But
people say, oh, the monarchy has been around for 1,000 years, but they had a hell of a lot more control. The internet is a beast that can't be tamed, guys. I'm sorry. Before, the monarchy had a lot of control of the press. Now they're going back to that. Now they're going back to banning, censoring stories, and doing stuff like that. They are going back to doing that for sure. The
yeah,
press is, if you print the story, we won't give you access. So that's how they're controlling the press right now. And then we have YouTubers like us who don't care,
yeah, right.
who just,
Exactly.
right, Pidana? And
Yeah.
we do our due diligence. We do our due diligence. We write to places. We try to get the right documentation. This is something that the journalists are not doing anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And do you know that Rob Jobson? I about wanted to knock him upside the head when I
He
heard him.
blocked me. He blocked me.
He did. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I'm like,
Did he block
what did
you?
he just say? What did he just say? Do you think Harry's got him like working with Harry and Meghan now? Because he don't even sound like he Rob Jobson from a year ago. What's going on with him?
And the funny thing is, I didn't even know he had X because I never even looked him up. It's just that I saw Megan Small post an X and saying that he blocked her. So I went to look for him to see what he had written. I guess he knows about me because he blocked me. And I've never spoken of him ever. It's like, so I was shocked to see that he blocked me. But it's really,
Yeah.
really funny. Have you seen to see if he has blocked you, Pidina?
No, I did go onto his site and I went to follow him. So I'm waiting to see if he will allow me to follow him. So no,
Oh, so he hasn't blocked you.
no, he has not.
Oh,
No, he has
okay,
not.
okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. But anyways, we're gonna get going, beautiful people, because I thought of doing a live for half an hour and it's been an hour and 41 minutes. So please go subscribe to Pidina's book. I'm gonna actually post the link up onto her book under the live, guys, and go sign up to the raffle. In our Facebook pages. Sign up to Pidina's Facebook page. I'm gonna leave the link. Send me your link for your Facebook, Pidina.
Oh,
And
okay.
and my Facebook, so we can do lives there. I love the lives on Facebook. They're so much fun, Pidina.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, they're so easy to get on. It literally is like FaceTiming your buddy. So
Oh,
I love
okay.
it. I love it. I'm actually liking them better there.
Really?
Yeah, I do
Okay.
little 5-minute lives there. When I get to 5,000, I'll be able to do a lot more because other features open. But
Yeah, follow me on Facebook because follow me on Facebook because I think I'll start doing more on Facebook too. Yeah.
yes, and it's like easy to post things. I just love it. I'm actually enjoying it. In the lives, it's just I feel like talking to them, so I just no makeup, nothing. I just like now,
Okay.
literally.
Okay.
I'm
I
sending
will.
you
I
a
will
link
send
so I
you
can
the
post it
link.
on the live under the
What
description
you
and in
say?
the comments.
Post it in the live. Oh, post this live on Facebook.
No, yeah, no. I'm gonna post. Yeah, I'm gonna post it on Facebook, but I'm gonna post the details in the video description of this live, and on a pinned comment. I'm gonna leave after the live is over,
Okay.
so
Okay.
people can go watch you, and we can
Okay.
do lives there. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
anyways, go follow us, beautiful people, and thank you for Pidina for coming. You're always so amazing, and as soon as the live's over, we can talk.
Okay. Sounds good, everybody. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.